off of Highway 113 that we skated maybe once or twice.
Okay.
It was a lot of fun. We never really went and street skated in Davis because I think the cops and security guards were pretty much on you, you know, so we'd just stay in Sacramento and street skate. There was the Davis ramp that we skated. Actually, there were two, and then the Davis skate park got built.
That's right.
And it was one of the first, you know, it's kind of janky, but for what it is, it's pretty fun.
It's interesting. That was like what, 91?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. I remember we went to Benicia and filmed a lot of the skate park there.
Yeah.
We showed it to the city council. I think that was like 90 or something.
Oh, yeah.
And
that's how you got it done.
We kind of, said something about volcano effect or something. And that was kind of what they came up with. We were like, okay.
The design of it is super good, but the execution of
it's like a bird bath.
The guys who did the cement, they didn't do so good. I mean, it was still fun.
Right, it's like skating in a large bird bath that's not really made for skating, it seems, but you can still adjust to it.
But it's fun to roll up and then roll in and then fly out, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And I think there was a spine there that was kind of tight, too. Yeah. It was kind of pretty fun.
You have that really tight transition on the top of that flat space, and then you have like a ramp where the spine is.
And that little snake run with the bowl on the end.
Right. That was kind of fun.
And it had lights, too, so you could go there and skate at night, you know? So what's not to like about that?
That's true.
Yeah. Especially back then, you couldn't pick and choose. This is what you had, you know, you just skated.
And in Sacramento, you guys skated downtown, the banks. And
K Street banks.
K Street.
All over downtown. There are a multitude of spots downtown we go to, you know, all over the place.
I've been going there a few times. You get chased around there quite a bit by the cops there, too.
You could, yeah. What we would do, though, is every, like, Christmas Eve and Christmas Day or Thanksgiving or New Year's or any holiday, you could do whatever you want. Yeah.
That was the day.
Yeah.
Okay.
So some of my best memories of skating downtown Sacramento and certain pools and stuff were holidays.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because everyone was off the clock. You know, they weren't working.
When did you decide to leave the Sacramento area?
Well, around 91 or 92. I was working for this guy, Bob Seldner. We made rails for skateboards, all plastic stuff, rails, tailbones, nose bones, lappers, and stuff like that. And like in the early 90s, people just stopped using that stuff. You know, it just completely died overnight, died. So I didn't have a job with him anymore. Skateboarding for me, was dead. I wasn't getting paid to skate anymore.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why was that?
I think because there were new street skater kids coming up, and they needed to get paid to keep them on the team, where I'm just like, I'm not doing kick flips down like 10 stairs or anything.
Kind of went out at that time.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, I got to do something. And
that was a hard time for a lot of people.
Yeah. So a job came up at UC Berkeley, and I went to work there.
Okay.
So I moved here.
What did you do for them?
I took care of a lab there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. So I did that for 15 years. But when I first moved here from Sacramento, it was culture shock. You know, like taking the BART train. You know, every little thing, like finding my way in this new place. I had no idea. But I met some guys, some skaters, and they took me to the pools because the Oakland Hills fire just happened. You know?
Oh, okay, right.
So there are a lot of pools up there. Went up there and just got thrown right into East Bay skate gang. You know,
cool.
Yeah. So from Sacramento to here, it was just like.
You always kept skating.
Oh yeah, I never stopped.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Okay.
The only time I ever stopped is when I compound fractured this ankle and in 94, and then I shattered my tibia on this leg in, I think, 2012.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
How'd you do that?
Stupid riding a bike.
Oh, okay. You going downhill or
just crashed?
Just crashed?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So this was skating and this was on a bike.
You need to take a break?
Sure.
Rest your hand for him. I love those things.
Yeah.
It's amazing how heavy they are compared to what they have now.
Yeah. And some people still ride these shapes. They ride the exact replicas of those boards. And
I like to
really
just
well.
cruise on them, but yeah, there's no way I could do nowadays I have like a board for every little thing almost. Street or the pool, and you have just for cruising, and those are great just for cruising. Man, what I don't get is like people don't use those the thick risers underneath the trucks.
Oh yeah,
so much anymore.
It's like base plate directly to the board.
I can't do that. I just have wheel bite all the time.
I have a little tiny riser.
Yeah, right.
Well, they can make wheel wells on the board, and that
Right.
would solve the problem. But I use just a real thin little riser. I think it's an inch or something like that.
Right. No, I still use the old school, whatever it is, half.
I think I actually have a board here somewhere floating around.
Has one of those. Okay.
I usually take pictures outside of photos.
Yeah, it's probably best.
Yeah, because the light is more consistent. There's no glare from. No. It was
not there by 113.
113. So 113 goes to Winters, right? Or Woodland, maybe?
Yeah. You take 113 off 80 and it goes towards Woodland, and then after you take that curve, you can look down. There's one down there.
No, it wasn't that one. No, it was a little bit further out, and then, if I recall correctly, there were maybe some fields, maybe some ag right there.
Oh.
And it was a brand new ditch that they.
Was it near a train track?
I think so.
Yeah. Okay, I know where that is.
Yeah.
That's out by your pie place. You like.
It was
South Davis. It's South Davis.
It was super fun, and I remember we skated it maybe a couple times and then never went back. I don't know why. Maybe they did something to it, made it unskateable.
They modified it. They kind of made it less attractive.
Mm-hmm.
They flattened it out a little bit more, so it wasn't. Yeah. But they had like a little drain at the end of it.
Yeah.
You had to carve over the drain.
Yeah.
They flattened it out, so it's just not as fun.
And then there's that other one. I'm pretty sure I'm the one who discovered it. I was on the. Oh no. Okay, now we're talking about You're talking about the one that's right by the train track, off the freeway, right?
Yeah, you can see it from the freeway almost.
Yeah.
Kind of. I mean, we can't really see it, but you can see the
Not the
location.
113, the 80, right?
Right. Yeah.
No, that one I was on Amtrak going to Sacramento. It was like 93, I think.
Okay.
And I saw it, and I told people in Sacramento, and then they all went out there, and then they slowly started building things, like little extensions and curbs and stuff.
Right.
No, it wasn't that one. This was earlier. This was like 80, around early 80s, like 83.
Was it by the Little League field?
Maybe. It was on the other side of town.
Okay.
Like on the complete opposite, like on that highway that goes
towards Woodland.
Toward Woodland, yeah. It was over there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which one?
Long time ago.
You said it was probably gone now.
It might still be there.
Interesting.
I mean, ditches don't just disappear.
I know.
Unless they develop over it, put condos on top of it or whatever.
What brought you to the Woodland Ditch? Who told you about it?
I don't remember who told us about it. I think it's the same thing where like somebody was driving down the freeway and saw it, But I think the Woodland Ditch had been skated for a long time, because when we first went there, it had old graffiti in it. And I think you could see it in some of these photos. There was like a Dogtown logo and some other old logos on there that somebody had spray painted from maybe the 70s,
Okay.
I think the first time we went there was like maybe 81.
Okay.
And so people had been skating it before us. It's like going into a cave and seeing cave paintings, like,
right.
Whoa, the ancients were here before. So.
Do you remember any certain tricks people were doing there?
All boneless. Front side boneless, fakie boneless, backside boneless. Some of the first ollies. Yeah, I think there's some pictures in there of just me doing ollies, but there were other people doing ollies, because there was like a natural little cutout, for water to come in. And so we'd ollie over that.
Interesting.
Yeah, and it had a hip, so you can ollie over the hip, and we'd clean it out, and then somebody'd come and fill it in, and we'd clean it out again. But yeah, that ditch saw a lot of good sessions.
Interesting.
Over the years.
And some of the people that skated there were
Me, Ricky, Roy Garcia, Roger Folsom, Randy Caton. I even think, I could be wrong, but we were out there one day and there was a dad with 2 real little kids, and I'm pretty sure one of them was Andy Roy.
Okay.
I could be wrong, but I think one was Andy Roy.
Okay. Interesting. Do you have any other spots out of Davis or in that whole area, or is the Davis ditch and the ramp?
Well, there was the one ditch